Welcome back to the Make Money Making Videos podcast. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 8 of the Make Money Making Videos podcast. Without further ado, we're going to jump into it. Today, I got my good friend Noah on here with me. Noah, introduce yourself. Tell yourself, say who you are to the people.
What's up? I'm a filmmaker from London. I'm 20 years old, and yeah, let's go on with it.
I love it, bro. First off, let's break the ice. How do we know each other? Let's fill the people in.
We know each other from the first day you came to secondary school, did you?
Yes, exactly. You're the first person's house that I ever came back to.
So we had a little bet back in the COD MW2 days. Thought he could beat me in a 1v1 quickscope match.
Yep, on Rust,
and he was obviously wrong.
Yeah, but I was an Xbox player. I was an Xbox player though, and you were the PS4 player.
That's true.
That was the technicality. That would be my my technicality. I would bring that up quite a bit.
The competition started early, put it that way.
It did. So we sat down next to each other in class and got beefing about who was better at the quickscope, no scope. Obviously, I was a cocky little American kid coming from America, so of course I'm the best at the quickscope, no scope. Of course I could take you on PS4. You know what I mean? Went back. I got beat. I think it was 8 to 8. You won by 8, I think. It was 8 or 2, but I'm thinking it might have been 8.
You remember that? That's impressive. It must have scarred you for life.
I did. Hey, believe me, bro. I still wake up in cold sweats 3 in the morning, bro, thinking, damn, Noah got me that day, man.
That's what, that's 8 years ago. 9 years ago.
Yeah, it's just over 8 years ago, and it's crazy because that's how we started editing, was to do with Call of Duty. Yeah.
So we used to do montages of sniper clips, that kind of thing, and using crappy little laptops. That's how we started. Yeah, it was crappy little laptops, and we were literally just checking out some of this before we started the thing. You and me looking at those OCE contests. Shout out to anybody who knows what OCE means. Won't even give that away. Exactly. So we started editing in Call of Duty. It's not official editing at all. You know what I mean? No, we literally just well, for me at least, it was downloading Sony Vegas. And looking up YouTube tutorials of, okay, so this guy how did he do that weird transition? Google. And you try to describe the transition, look it up.
Yeah, you try.
Copy exactly what they do. And then just implement it into yours. And that's how you learn that's how I learned to keyframing. Sync into music, all that stuff. And I never really thought of it as learning. It was just something that I wanted to do. It was just kind of like a fun little hobby to make these videos.
Dude, I say this all the time. I say by the time I knew how to edit, or by the time I realized what I'd done, it was too late. I already knew how to edit. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking about it I'm going to teach myself how to edit, and then in 9 years I'm going to be a freelancer. It was not thought out at all. Neither of us were thinking. It was just by the time we knew how to edit, we sort of just knew how to edit. It was okay,
there's never a phase where I was okay, now I need to learn how to edit. It was kind of it just gradually did it itself. Yeah, it was a natural progression, I think is a good way to describe it, because it was just fuck it, we're interested in this thing. We do it every day. It's obviously a topic at school and stuff like that, showing each other the edits and stuff, and then you naturally, start showing your friends, competing with your friends and shit like that. Yeah, and then showing off some bragging rights.
Yeah, exactly. And that progressed naturally. So it's boom, right off the bat, we started with the Call of Duty and everything like that. And that would just literally progress until, what it is now, a freelance career that we're making money off of it. Both of us, don't work regular jobs. We go out there and we film videos, we edit videos, whatever the case may be. But it's it's just that natural progression from the editing. And, there was something in the middle there, with the whole TQ9 channel and everything like that, which obviously built a foundation of client interaction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Talk a little about the TQ9 TV channel. There's people watching this who, they're very in the loop with my channel, and they've heard me talk about it heavily, but give an explanation of what TQ9 TV was.
Well, first of all, I'll take it back to when I first got a camera. So my girlfriend at the time, she had a Canon 600D.
Yep.
And she was around mine, and she brought it around. We took some pictures. I'd never used a digital camera before.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even that good quality. It was 1080p or so. But,
it was. It wasn't 4K or anything. I remember.
No, it wasn't 4K or anything. And I just remember looking at the screen. I was like, I want the camera. And at first, it was to take pictures. I didn't even think about the videos.
Yeah.
And then we started TQ9. It started off as a clothing brand, I did.
Yeah, it did. So it was I was blowing up on YouTube doing video games, and I wanted to do something with my friends. I was the gaming kid in school. People used to call me Jug. all type of shit. Again, shout out to the people that actually know my backstory here on the channel about that.
The day one.
Exactly, the day one, the It's Jug here type of stuff. And I was like, guys, we need to do something together. And do you remember what the first name was? Levi came up with it, and it was SOT, Soon on Top. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
we was like, we're gonna. So I got everybody together. We was like, sat down, guys, we got to do something together. And we came up with a clothing company. We're like, we're gonna do a clothing company, and that was the first name, Soon on Top, SOT. To this day, I don't know where Levi came up with this idea. Phenomenal name. To this day, that would be a successful clothing brand. SOT, Soon on Top.
It's copyright, so they even bother trying to steal it.
Yeah, exactly. We got that shit trademarked. But it progressed into, we were like, you know what, guys, actually, why don't we call it TQ9? In that case, you know, when we sell t-shirts in the town that we live from, for anybody that doesn't know, TQ9 is our postcode. So everybody in our town instantly has a connection to that phrase, or not even phrase, that, you know, combination of letters and numbers. So, you know, instantly we win the, you know, the kind of approval of the people in the town, and they'd be in on the brand. And then anybody elsewhere, TQ9 TV, we figured was just like a loose enough combination of letters and numbers that other people wouldn't, you know, have a problem with wearing it. It would just be kind of like a cool combination of characters type of thing. I think that was
when TQ9 came up in the conversation, we were just like, 100%.
Exactly.
Definitely. Like, simple, clean, easy to remember. And then
we printed a t-shirt though. We printed a t-shirt. One t-shirt. Me and Axel. So Levi made the design, and me and Axel took the design. We went over to Torquay on the 40-minute bus ride. Went to some fucking, you know, random off-branch printer or some shit, you know, off backstreet printers, and we got one t-shirt printed. It cost was it 4 pounds or 8 pounds? I don't know. I think me and Axel went halves on it. It was a minuscule number. Hilarious that we even went halves on it, but just for the sake of going halves on it, we went halves on the 8 pound of the 4 pound t-shirt, and it said TQ9. And that t-shirt, I had it up until a few months ago, and I think my brother fucking lost it.
Yeah, we printed a couple after that and shared it around. But
no, we didn't. We only ever printed one, and then we bought like 40 white t-shirts that we said we were going to print on in the future. We all went halves on about 40 white t-shirts. And
bro, remember, we had, a few of us had it, because then we 3D printed it. Oh, no, not 3D printed it. We printed it at the graphics suite at school, remember?
I remember something about that. Yeah, I remember something about that.
Those, But
I can't remember those ever having physical things. I can only remember.
Maybe we did only have one.
No. I'm pretty sure we only have one. I think there was plans to make more, and I remember all of us going in, you know, 4 ways on a bulk T-shirt order that never ended up. I think there was talks of doing it ourselves or something like that.
Yeah. Well, so from there, because I mean, it was a good idea, but. I mean, it's just good to fucking try something, isn't it? So we did that, and then I can't remember exactly how the first video came about. I think we had friends who did, like, you know, raps and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, because the first one was with Ben Johnson, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was our friend Ben Johnson, and that's the thing. This clothing brand was started off as a clothing brand. It very quickly developed into just a big brand. We were saying, all right, guys, you know what? Fuck it. You know, we were big fans of the SB TVs, the Link Up TVs. These were inspirations, you know, for the move to making like a community rap channel, and it sort of just happened. I don't think there was ever any formal conversation or discussion like, all right, we're gonna do this here. Like later there definitely was, you know, that's kind of like the way I would talk to the time and stuff was, you know, more strategic, but it just developed into that just like out of the blue almost. And by the time it had become like a rap channel, you know, I think we recorded. Before we got that first video up, we must have recorded about 3 or 4 videos. Do you remember scrapping all the videos of Billy and stuff like that?
Yeah.
We must have recorded about 4 videos for this one rapper called Billy. You know, it's not right, blah, blah, blah. And we was like, mate, we're about to drop it. You know what I mean? We're done with you, mate. We're about to just drop it. And
the one with Bees, we knew that was the one to drop
and we
first.
knew that was
amazing.
And it did phenomenal. Got 5,000 something views. If you guys want to check this whole channel out, everything's still up. TQ9 TV. On YouTube.
What the start of it all, but that video of Ben Johnson. So we had my Canon 600D with the kit lens on it.
Yeah. And a fucking light. Not an on-camera light. It's over there.
We had like a one you have on a construction site.
Yep.
Like I don't even know how you describe. You can't change the brightness or anything. It's just
No.
on off.
On off, and you hold it. Yeah. It's the type of thing you'd have on the ground. Yeah, lighting up a wall when you guys are doing plastering or something late at night.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like yellow, so you wouldn't trip over it in the.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So we had that. We had our friend holding that just next to the side of the camera.
Yeah.
Me holding the camera with just a like £30 Rode mic on it.
Yeah. It wasn't the Rode Video mic Pro.
No.
It was the Rode
the tech version.
Yeah, like the £40 one, exactly, like the cheapest.
So we had that, and that's where it all started properly.
Exactly, and that would develop. So we did that for about 18 months, didn't we? I think it was about 18 months, something like that,
we
and
went around
everywhere.
Bristol to Exeter, like around. The name got out because it was kind of like a local thing, where local artists could
get on there. And we were so keen. That's the thing. Like, we were not being discriminatory or anything. We would pop up on anybody. I'm telling you, you remember Dexy. You remember Dexy, of course, So that's a testament. Go to TQ9 TV, guys, watch this, and type in Dexy. DEXY. This is a testament to the amount of people we would just pop up on. You didn't have to be good. You just had to want us to pull up on you. All you had to do was say yes, and I very, very active with messaging people. Hey, do you want to be on the channel? Blah 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 blah. And we must have popped up on 50 different rappers or something like that.
And we literally just did it all for free, no travel, nothing. We just wanted to do film these things.
Exactly, and we wanted to do it, and that would act as like the foundation for you and me turning TQ9 from just a random rap channel. Eventually, we started with about 4 or 5 people. Eventually, it would just be me and Noah with, there not really being a role for anybody else who wasn't necessarily a media person. The way it started was trying to incorporate everybody. And, you realize that, it's not really kind of possible. And we would kind of turn that into TQ9 Media, which is now what it kind of formally is. So that progressed from a rap channel, which was like just a fun hustle of all of ours, would pop up everywhere, you know what I mean? It would be 5 of us going to shoot or 2 of us going to shoot. Literally, whoever was around that day, that we could round up to bring out to the shoot, would come to the shoot. And it was a joint effort building this channel. And, it blew up. What's the most views we got on the Facebook? 50,000 views or something, 25,000 views on some of the Facebook videos.
We did have some good videos, to be fair.
Yeah.
And that's leads nicely onto the first ever club video.
Exactly. And that was for TJ to
shit, it wasn't. I thought it was for it's the TJ
one. Oh shit. Okay, so that's a little bit exposed. I don't know if I could, well, fuck it. All right, there's this dude, right? Basically, this guy who I essentially, when I was 17, used to sell some weed for. Basically, my weed connect. He was the plug. All of a sudden, the person who I was selling, some weed for, and who was kind of my plug, who would come sort of hook me up, he started booking nightclubs. All right, so he would book a venue, he'd hire a bunch of DJs, and he would, put on an event. And this is our first kind of interaction with this sort of, nightclub, venue, rave scene type of thing like that.
We were 16 at the time.
16, maybe just turning 17. This dude, like I said, was an older dude who was sort of just funny enough, a plug of mine, for lack of a better term. And we were working on some stuff. Obviously, I was the social media guy, so he wanted to get me involved with his brand, which was called something, Rude or something like that. And he said, boom, come up to this event. I'm having an event in Bristol. It's at some fucking, back alley, sweaty little venue, man.
It was like a cave, yeah.
It's like a cave called Basement 45, if anybody has been there in their life, man. Basement 45.
You're not the luckiest if you've been there, but...
Yeah, you're not the luckiest. But that was the first ever event we went. And me and Noah went up there in the car. Fucking TJ's going 100 miles an hour on the fucking road, man, with, smoking joints in the car all the way up, man. Just complete unprofessional at all. Not even slightly professional in the remotest part. So we filmed that was our first one.
The way we did it, which was pretty stupid looking back. We didn't even put a track over the top and use separate clips. We just used a clip and that audio,
of the raw audio,
really distorted, horrible audio. And then when that clip would end, the whole song would move change because the next clip would come on with that audio. And I mean, it was a horrible video.
It is the most ghetto video I think I've ever made in my life.
Like loads of fast forwarding, like just blurry, black. You can't even see what's going on.
Whole bunch of nonsense. And to be honest, it kind of gets me hyped when I watch it. It does, but just for the nostalgia aspect. But that was the first ever nightclub we did, and we would then go to. So at this point, we filmed about 50 nightclubs. Right, we're about 2 years on. I think if I added up in my head, I've shot about 50 nightclubs myself. So I think we shot over 30, and then we would go to do it more solo. So I think I've definitely shot about 50 nightclubs. I think you probably shot about the same, to be honest.
Yeah, about the same. Right?
Exactly. It might be 45. It might be 52. Who knows? Something like that. But we shot about 50 nightclubs. That was the first one. And we were doing, we got paid nothing for that. We got paid, we just got our stuff for the night supply, didn't we?
Yeah, we got, he drove us up there and drove us back.
Drove us up there, drove us back, exactly. And
we thought that was great. We're like, we don't have to pay for travel. Yeah,
exactly. That was a win. That's the thing, guys. That was a win for us. That was a huge win. And what's the first payment we ever got? So how many nightclubs? I think we shot 5 nightclubs before we ever received a payment.
Yeah, so was the first one the rum and bass time?
First payment, I believe, wasn't
it 30 quid from rum and bass?
It was 30 quid from rum and bass. Yeah.
So tiny little.
Yeah.
Like venue which fit. There's probably about 30-40 people there. I reckon.
But do you remember that one night where we walked in about 10 people? So this is like the most ghetto nightclub, like just a little nobody nightclub. Who cares about this nightclub? It's no one's really policing it or anything. And this one night, we go there and the security guards are outside, but not the promoters. And we just flash the camera, be like, yeah. So all of us are shooting. And one night, just because of the camera, flashing the camera, we walked about 10 people in there, all under
we were 16.
We were 16, and we walked about 10 people through the door, all under the guise that we were all filming. And we looked around. I remember looking around later that night, and the majority of the people in the club came in for free with us under the idea that they were filming with us. So that's the way.
The thing is, we weren't really, we were filming the video, but for us, well, at least for me at that point, it was going to the fucking event. I was
that was
I get
a big deal.
Free and have a camera. Like, you kind of look quite cool with a camera set. It was kind of like.
We thought we were the man. We're like, we're fucking going to events for free. We're getting in for free. And like between you,
we can get our friends in for free.
We can get our friends in for free. Exactly. They're like, oh shit, you guys booked tonight. Can we come with you? And we were getting fucked up, guys. Like we were not doing this sober. Like we were getting, maybe even more than drunk. We was young at the time. We was about 16, 17. It was definitely not a professional thing, guys. But the thing we're trying to stress here, I think, is that we were just willing to do this shit. We were so eager and so keen that, we were just doing it. We didn't really give a fuck. 30 pounds, that was a win to us. Free was a win to us.
30 pounds split between 4 people, maybe?
30 pounds, yeah. Oh, that's the untalked about thing there. It's 30 pounds split between all of us. 5 are here, 5 are there. If we had an accountant, they would have laughed at us. What the fuck are you little boys doing? This is not going to turn into nothing. But, it's the natural progression of things. And I think we shot a few of those rum and bass nights. Then we shot the Mambo's night. That was for 30 quid. And they were hesitant. I remember going up, like we were a little more nervous at this time. So I remember the night ended of the Mambo's night. And it was like, yo, who goes up and asks for the money? It's like, all right, I'm going to go up. Jack, you go. I was elected. All right, go. And they were skeptical on to give us the full 30. They only gave us 15.
Really?
They only gave us 15 on the night, and they had to wire the other 15 to us as if we're going to fucking...
Pounds.
I cannot believe that. Like, in retrospect, those guys have to be the cheapest people ever. They thought we would stiff them over 15 pounds.
That 15 pounds just didn't even... That was like a third of the taxi.
Exactly. The taxi was 50 quid. Exactly something like that. Some ridiculous thing.
That's hilarious. But that just shows, we were not really... We were just... I don't know what...
I know what it was, man. It was the hype for the future. There was such a conversation at that time of, guys, we're doing this to become... Like, to get paid more later. Like, this is what I was telling you guys at the time. I remember because it was you, me, and Ben really doing it this time. People had started to drop off. And the whole idea was, guys, we're doing this for it to turn into more. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. And it's going to turn into more. It's going to turn into more. It did. It genuinely did. But what's the one we had after that? 40 pounds for Fuzi, where we went up to Bristol 4 of us went up to film a day party in Bristol. No, 3 of us went up to film a day party in Bristol. 40 pounds. We paid £10 a piece for our return bus tickets on the Falcon bus. So that's 30 of our 40 already gone right there. 30 of our 40 gone, and then, a drink,
food, everything.
Food, all that. So we're still minusing. Every event we go to film now, we're in the minus. But we've built up a couple usable. And that Fuzi one might have been the best video we'd ever done so far.
Yeah,
So
and just to explain to people how we were originally getting these bookings. So after So for the first ever one we did, obviously it was just someone Jack knew.
Yeah.
And for the second one, they'd seen the rap videos we did because they were kind of in that circle.
Yep.
So that's how they got in touch to us for the second and third videos. And then after that, we just started going on Facebook, looking at events near me, like nightclub events, and just spamming messages to all the people.
Yeah.
Different, hey, we're a media company. We'd love to make you a free video because they were like, yeah, cool. Or a discount.
No. This is the biggest hustle we ever did. All right, we were messaging people for a while, not getting much response, and then I came to you one day and I was like, Noah, bro, I hacked it, bro. I thought about this and I said, this is how we're wording our messages, Noah. We're gonna say, hey, how's it going? Boop from TQ9 Media. We would love to offer you an introductory priced video. I said, this is how we're framing it now. We want to offer you an introductory priced video. And, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking psychologist. This shit is fucking phenomenal right here. You know what I mean? They're going to think they're getting a good deal. But we saw more responses after that.
Definitely.
That's how we got the Fuzi one. The Fuzi, so the one we just talked about there, very good that you actually just interjected there because we're talking too much about what we've done, not enough how they can do it. It's a Make Money Making Videos podcast, guys. My bad. That's why we got Noah here.
Well, I'm here for that.
Exactly. And that's how we got the Fuzi one, is framing our message as an introductory price. So, cold messaging people through Facebook, you're setting yourself up to get a lot of no's because Facebook is a place for hanging out with your friends.
It's not professional.
It's not a professional platform, exactly. So you're going to have to do a far more convincing to get paid through Facebook. But that's how we got our first 10 properly paid bookings. The one we talked about before, the Mambos, that one was through Facebook as well. I don't know if we did the introductory price thing, but we'd come up with the introductory price thing maybe after that or maybe before it, and then we got the Fuzi day party.
And then
one.
At this point, we had a couple of examples.
So yeah, we felt more confident. A couple
of usable examples.
Exactly, especially after that Fuzi one.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think that covers.
I think that covers how we started filming clubs because now we're into it. We're into it right now. But it's like that whole time, just to kind of recap that chapter, is we went through, such a interesting time. And also, guys, we're not coming with 3 cameras. There's 3 of us coming. We're coming with 1 camera, the Canon 600D. We're swapping it with the kit lens on it, which is terrible for low light. Honestly.
Oh my God, awful.
Literally unusable for low light at the the quality standard we have now. But back then, obviously, we had nothing to compare it to, and we would go with 2 of us, 3 of us on the camera and just switch cameras. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cool, I'm not filming right now. Noah's up there, he's getting the clips. And I'm back here drinking my drink. And then, okay, Jack, here you go. Here's the camera. We're gonna go. Chill
we just kind of. There was not like a set thing. Like, okay, you film this. It was just kind of. All right, you go, and then I'll just go enjoy myself for 20 minutes. It was exactly. It was a bit more like free floating.
Yeah. And I mean, it was interesting. I still remember the first 100-pound booking we got that we were, that was a 4-4. I'm pretty sure that was 4-4. Wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. My bad. That's me jumping ahead.
It was.
That was a product of the first ever London booking we got.
Yeah. So, all right. So if we're going to go into that, we need to talk about.
Yeah.
How did we get the London booking? It was through Aaron and that.
So the way we got the London booking is, okay. So guys, we've been getting a lot of local bookings, plenty. Torquay, Paignton, Exeter. We've been doing
like a 30-mile radius.
30-mile radius, exactly. So everywhere we could get a lift to or a train to, and then a taxi back, we would be filming at. But we hadn't gone, or Bristol as well. That's fair enough as well. Bristol as well. That's a little bit further, but we hadn't really gone to a huge city yet. Obviously, Bristol, big city, not London. Through the Facebook method, I got on the phone to these guys who were having their first ever event, and they were what's that thing called? Divide. That was their promotion company called
They'd
Divide.
heard of us. I How did they hear?
They heard of me because I did the introductory price thing. Messaged them. I said introductory priced, and they, we now know them. They're hype men type of thing like that. So obviously at the time they were like, oh fuck yeah, and I got a call from them. I didn't really do much calling then, to tell you the truth, guys. So it was a little bit like, holy shit, these clients calling me. Usually we just text. The client called me, and it was it was one of the promoters here. Will Noah, and they was like, yeah, can you guys make it up to London tomorrow? And I was like, let's do it. Fuck yeah. And I called Noah and I said, Noah, we got our first ever London booking. It's a big deal. And me and Noah, we got the 6-hour coach up there.
Yeah.
We didn't get the train, bro.
That.
We got
because we only had £100.
We had £100. That was the total. They weren't paying for our travel, nothing. They had £100 total budget, and you and me
we wanted to at least make
something.
So we got the coach.
How much was that? £15 a piece or something? We actually got a really good deal on it somehow, I think.
Yeah. So we actually got like £70. So split. Yeah. We got £35 for that each, which was like
6 hour on the thing to London.
Oh my god! I just made £35 from doing something that I loved it.
And we went up there on the thing. We went up there on the We went up there on the coach, and we came back on the coach.
Yeah, we came back on the coach. The
That's
actual
insane.
night was really dead, and it was their first night, so obviously they it wasn't going to be amazing.
And they owed us money. No, but their night completely failed, and they actually owed us that £100, guys, for over a month. And actually, this will play into I don't know if we'll get into the future stuff yet, but that would play into how we would get some really high profile jobs later on. This debt that began because of this event that we filmed. I can't remember whether it was the first £100 gig we did or not, but it was a significant thing to get a £100 booking at this point for me and Noah. We were significant,
really significant,
very significant. I don't know if we had one before, so it was a £100 booking, and we went up there, and their night went so bad they couldn't pay us for over a month, and I was beefing with the dude. Like, I was on the phone to him or whatever, like, what the fuck is like, properly, do you remember this, Noah? Like, I was keeping you updated, but I was beefing with the main guy, because he was telling me that they had a problem with the payment, and, they didn't make much money, and I was just confused, because, like, it just didn't seem...
done all of that.
We just didn't done all the work, exactly, and they hadn't paid us yet.
But we got on really well with them when we were there,
very well.
And made that connection. Which we did make that connection with. There was 3 of them. We got on really well. Hung out with them. Like, we were cool. They were cool. So
it was the first promoters we'd shot that were younger. Like, they were kind of our age. They were like 2 or 3 years older than us. We were maybe 18 at the time. They were like 20. No, we might have been like 18. 17. They were like 21 or something like that. So we were like, oh wow, they're living in their own flats in London, etc. We're living with our parents, etc. So we're like, oh wow, blah blah blah. But they couldn't pay us. But that would actually be the start of a very good relationship, which would end up.
That failed night. Yeah. Is what kickstarted our London. Well, the bigger jobs we got.
But also the more repetition of work. See, right after that, the guy felt so bad that he'd spent a whole month trying to pay us and had eventually paid us, but, we hadn't been paid for a whole month. That's a big deal. A month doesn't seem much when it's passed, but at the time, that's a whole month right there. So he felt so bad that he started hooking us up with work. So, as a way to say sorry, because he was a promoter, he knew, and a graphic designer, he knew loads of people, actually. Like, his network was pretty goddamn big, especially people who would, take a recommendation for somebody from him, etc. So that's how we got our first festival booking.
Yeah.
And so this dude, he felt so bad, he started recommending us to people. So he was like, all right, guys.
And because, not just because of that, because we got on well with him.
Exactly. Well. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, we 100%. Liked him, he liked us. So, he can recommend us because we weren't dickheads.
Weren't dickheads. And, obviously he had a little bit of guiltiness of the not payment. So that was an aspect to it too. But, exactly, we got our first ever festival booking by this guy. It's called Land of Light Festival outside of Plymouth or something like that. Land of Light Festival. It was a 3-day gig. Me and Noah, the whole amount we were paid was £180.
For 3 days.
For 3 days, camping, listening to house music, which neither of us were that big of fans of. Not fans either, but just not fans. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't that keen.
It was all right. Yeah, it was all right. Yeah. That experience was amazing. because that opened up a whole new world of, okay, so we're moving from nightclubs to daytime things and nights.
And live events, just like the pattern that emerged with live events. And that's where the term come, live event videography. This is what we do. We do live event videography. It started being more thought out.
And because it wasn't just filming people dancing, it's also filming drinks, also filming food, the setup, that kind of thing. And we got to experiment with like time lapses, and we that festival we tried like
a lot of stuff.
Up it a bit.
Yeah, we did.
So, like transitions and the editing, and we tried to plan out the video a bit more. Which is the start of making a more professional video. The video itself is not great.
The video, in retrospect, it was our best work at the time. That's the thing. That's the thing, guys. What we were really doing at that time is just trying to make it better than the last one that we made.
Yeah.
And it was like
each one was way better because the curve of improvement was
it was pretty easy to go directly up because we were pretty bad originally. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And we got 180 for that. That's insane. 180 pounds. And we split it.
We were knackered after that.
Oh, we were dead. And we vowed to each other to never shoot another fucking festival for less than, I think 500 was the price that was then. But now I wouldn't take 500 to tell you the truth. For 3 days out, man, I wouldn't take 500 now. Just 3 days in a field, man. It's like, God damn it.
It takes a lot out of you because it's not just you're sleeping there as well.
And we, I hadn't quit drinking. We were drinking then. Definitely, we were getting fucking drunk and all sort of shit like that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. So there was a fun aspect to it, but yeah, man, I remember that, and that was all the product of the dude whose job didn't go super well at first.
So that's the good point. That's the point I wanted to bring up, which was to just saying yes to any opportunity, especially when you're starting out. Because I mean, I wouldn't say like I'm got like work every day lined up. Boom,
no,
boom,
definitely
boom.
not. No, neither. We're still at the beginning of our journey, very much so.
Yeah, we're still at the beginning of our journey. But when we first started out, just saying yes to the shit opportunity, maybe there's going to be a link in there that can lead you to the next slightly better job.
Yeah.
And it was snowball because that's what it did for us. It really did.
Yeah, it's natural. I think like the way to describe it is like the more people you can touch up front, the more you're setting yourself up to build relationships and then get recommended in the future.
Because honestly, I think recommendations from people are the single best thing because
100%.
90% of all the work I've ever got is not being through messaging people on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. It's been someone asks their friend, do you know anyone that does this video? And because they're a trusted friend, their opinion means way more than a Facebook advert or anything.
Or you're a cold email or a cold call or a text message, anything,
So that is, that's the connections that you can get from that are unreal, and like the opportunities that come is just crazy.
But it's like if you stop there and think about it and try to be too strategic, like I'm gonna go do 10 events and then I'm gonna get this and that, you can't possibly figure it all out. You know what I mean?
There's not a clear path. It kind of it'll
dip and dude, it will dip and it'll dodge. And, then weird shit will happen to you where I literally got a client, months ago, the car company client, Noah, that, they came to my office and they, I was selling a microphone on Facebook Marketplace and they pulled up on me and they bought the microphone from me. And they just mentioned that it was for a video that they were creating. And I said, you know what, maybe I could get involved. Send me your email and I'll do my show reel and, I'll send you my show reel and we'll see if I'm a good fit. And, the dude was like, dude, I want to work with you right away. He called me as soon as he received the show reel, and that was a product of him coming and buying a microphone for £20 off of me that I was selling on Facebook Marketplace. So it gets silly at that point, guys. Once you've built up a track record.
I've got a funny story. So, about a month ago, I went to film. I was filming like an interview for this company, and I was in the Uber over there.
Yeah.
And then I obviously had all my camera equipment, my lights, everything, all in the back. And I was just speaking to him. I was like, I'm filming this interview today, blah, blah, blah. He's like, so you do videos? I was like, yeah. And the Uber driver turns out to be a music, he plays I think he sings in a band or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, how, like, do you do music videos? Like, I was like, yeah, man, I do music videos. Like, got his contact details, I've been messaging him, and something might come of that.
Phenomenal.
Just from the Uber driver. It's like, what the fuck?
I know, it's insane. And even, like, I want to say that one, the one about, me telling you about Fat Llama.
Oh yeah, Fat Llama.
Llama is that goes hand in hand with with the one about, someone coming and picking up a microphone from me from Facebook Marketplace is, guys, if you have equipment that's laying around, maybe you don't get many bookings at the moment, but you do have phenomenal equipment. You got a Sony A7S II, Mark II, a GH5. A lot of people have great equipment, but they haven't really started yet. Rent that, guys. Go on the internet. List your equipment on websites and rent it. This is something that I figured out months ago, and I messaged Noah. Noah's got really nice equipment, so I said, Noah, you should do this as well. This is something I'm thinking of doing.
Which I have been doing.
Which he has been doing. He's made money from it. But also, someone popped up at your house. Like, tell about the fucking, the kind of specific story of Rashid or whatever.
Yeah, so someone wanted to borrow my GH5, which I was like, yeah, cool, whatever, I'm free on these dates, blah blah. So he gave me a call, and like I was a bit skeptical at first because he's kind of been like a bit weird on the message.
Yeah.
So I was like, give me a call, let me speak to you on the phone to see like what the deal is, like whether you're like legit, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I called him up and got chatting with him, and he told me he basically runs Link Up TV.
Yep.
And if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like a music channel on YouTube.
Well, for anybody in other parts of the world, it's World Star Hip Hop, basically. It's English World Star Hip Hop.
Yeah. So, and anyway, the next day I had him coming around to my house to pick up my camera, and he was actually filming like a documentary for like Tiny Temple or something like that, or Bugsy Malone, I can't remember.
Yeah, massive A-star celebrity here in the UK.
And his friend, his camera operator was doing something else, so he needed to borrow it. And I got his email, I got his number, and we've spoken a few times. Nothing's come of it.
Yeah.
But the opportunity,
the opportunity arises. Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing; they're not all going to be amazing opportunities.
Most probably won't. But the fact that you're touching these people and you're getting, you're actually going hand to hand combat almost. You know what I mean? You're actually in the trenches talking to these people. And honestly, guys, get creative like that, because that right there is two stories of how we, I got a job for this car company, which I've now done 4 videos for. They pay me £1,200 for 4 different projects, £300 a pop. Very good relationship to have there with the client. No doubt we'll make more videos. And that was off me selling them a microphone for £20. Then you have a story from Noah, who he's rented his equipment. The guy came and paid money to rent Noah's equipment. And, that's a high-profile guy. Like we rent. I mentioned Link Up TV when we said about the rap channel. That was like an inspiration for starting the TQ9 TV.
How we started ours,
like starting a rap community channel. So it's like the fact that it would come full circle, and I remember when you told me that, was like insane to me. I was holy shit. First off, Fat Llama works. So guys, go to Fat Llama, rent your equipment if you're in a big area.
And it's safe as well.
It's safe. They cover you. I
was skeptical about it as well.
They cover you for like £10,000 or something, don't they?
Yeah. Whatever equipment you lend out, they cover.
Yeah.
It's all official. It's not dodgy. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, precisely. Definitely, guys. So it's like, get creative like that. So be proactive, I think. You know what I mean? In every aspect that you can. You just want to interact with people who are in the same community and shit like that.
Yeah.
But filming luxury restaurants and nightclubs. We filmed 5 places which I would consider luxury together. Filmed about 5 places, I think. So what was it? We filmed 2 at Cirque. We filmed 1 at the Hours or whatever restaurant.
Yeah,
and drama.
Like Maddox, drama.
You shot a drama. I've shot a drama. You shot a drama. You've shot at Maddox and drama. I've shot a drama. So anybody who lives in London will probably be like, oh, holy shit, I've heard of that. But if you haven't, it probably sounds like nonsense words to you. Cirque, drama, you know what I mean? Whole bunch of nonsense. But
so they're just kind of like prestige nightclubs, which, you have to pay quite a lot of money.
£3,000 for the table, stuff like that. Like when we were filming there, they said they made $300,000 before they even opened the doors on pre-booked tables. Like luxury place. For anyone living in the UK, I ran into Skepta there. I was walking up the stairs. I saw Skepta. Said, "What's up, Skepta?" He said, "It's all love." Gave him a fist bump. Kept him moving. You know what I mean? So that's the type of joint it is.
McGregor, all them people.
Drake popping up there. All the kind of high-profile, top-level, celebrities, and we filmed here. We were out of our depths, 100%.
Oh my god! I don't know how we got that,
dude. And I know exactly how, which is hilarious. This is right here.
I know how, but I just don't know.
No. I totally got what you're saying, but this is about relationship building, guys. So that main guy, the dude who we filmed the club for, that couldn't pay us for a while, Aaron. He ended up going to get hired at a super luxury nightclub, arguably, the most luxury nightclub in London, Cirque du Soir. He got hired as a graphic designer.
designer.
Exactly, hired as a graphic designer there. Now, he was on thin ice because they had other people who they were, in the place or whatever. And he said, "Jack, I really need to strengthen my my position here. Could you edit this video and let me pass it off like it's mine?" Pretty crazy thing to ask an editor on the come up. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit.
Free as well.
But he went in. He said, for free. He didn't pay me anything. But you know what? I had a feeling. I had an intuitive feeling, which, trust your intuition, guys. It's going to be right. I had an intuitive feeling that this would pay off. So I said, you know what, Aaron? I will take the hour or two, the 2 hours or something to edit this promo video for him to then pass off at the club as if he did it. So it strengthened his position at the club, but also put a favor for me in his back pocket. Now, because, I'd had this interaction, I basically did work indirectly for the club. I followed them on Facebook and everything, and, to be real, they have a lot of nice girls there, all sorts of big celebrities, so it's a pretty easy decision to follow them on Facebook. And boom, one day a thing pops up, and it says, looking for a videographer. So...
boom, them famous words.
Exactly, looking for a videographer. I said, holy shit. Now, it's left email, and I didn't message Aaron or anything. All I did was I took the email, I went over to Gmail, and I typed the email out, and I said, hey, we're videographers. I want you to go to Aaron and ask him about me. Aaron works at your place. I know him personally. Ask him about me. See what he says. And, I said some other things. Maybe, I don't even know if I said work. I literally don't even know. I just said, we can do videos. Ask Aaron about me. Long story short, they went to Aaron. They asked. Clearly, Aaron had nothing but good things to say. And because of that cosign from the inside man who, we had a favor in our back pocket from, we were brought up there to film. The first ever event that we filmed for them was Future. The A-star, top-notch celebrity, or, literally A-star, top of the top celebrities.
That was
biggest rapper in the world.
When we heard that news, when you told me, okay, no, we're going to film Future, I didn't say to anyone because I didn't want to jinx it or anything, so I didn't say to anyone.
Yep.
I waited till it was 100% confirmed we were on the way there before I was like, all right, this is actually happening.
Yep. And
because we were so out of our depth.
Completely. Really, it's hilarious. Like, it's literally hilarious. But this is literally a testament to you guys. Like, the main point I can make here is that we had no business being brought there.
Because we were from Devon as well. This is a London club. The amount of videographers that are in London.
Infinite. If they'd have, like, the only reason we got this, guys, was because we had a inside man with a favor in their back pocket. And again, right off the bat, Aaron, who had already not paid us for work or whatever in the past, asked me to do free work so we could pass it off. A lot of people, would be like, hell no, what the fuck is wrong with you? But luckily, I'm a long-term thinker, and I understand the power of having, somebody owe you something at the end of the day. It's a pretty powerful situation right there. And guys, honestly, do things. Even if you can't see the benefit of it right off the bat, even if you can't see the way you're going to gain, do it. Do it, especially if you don't have any. If you're booked, if you're booked every single day, you got 4 bookings this week, £1,000 a pop. Hey, do whatever you're doing. It's working out very well.
Yeah, you can afford to say no.
Yeah, you can afford to say no. But if you don't have anything and you're worried about this and that, and saying no for the other person, never do that. And just get involved, guys. You want to touch as many clients, as many people, and really the better word is build as many relationships as you can. Especially those friendship type of ones like there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
so that was a crazy night.
Exactly. We filmed that, and the crazy thing is like they, this I don't know what the fuck Aaron said, but I mean, like, they didn't even like our edit for Future, but they brought us back for a further maybe 6 projects going forward. They brought us to film a super luxury restaurant that they had called Hours Place or whatever.
It's called Hours Restaurant.
Hours Restaurant, isn't it? Something like that. This place, super bougie, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking kind of upper echelon type of restaurant, type of place like that. Yeah. We shot that. We shot multiple nightclubs. This nightclub owns, it's a conglomerate almost, so it owns like 3 or 4 different nightclubs.
There's a good point actually. Yeah. So, and then this is like the long chain. I feel like we're just chaining on how we got.
We are, I know, right?
It's quite funny to go back and think about it all because you don't really talk about it. But So the Future Night, that's when we met Josh, who was the photographer there.
Yep.
He was the in-house photographer for this club.
And he'd been there for years.
Yeah, he'd been there for absolute years. You know, he was walking through, you knew everyone, the security guards, blah, blah, blah.
He was kind of our inside man even further.
Yeah.
Because once we got there, we kind of got linked up with him, and then we'd film a few events. It would be like he was showing us around almost.
Yeah, so when we got there, the first person we were introduced to is him.
Yep.
And he was saying, "I was all right, you guys, this is a good place to get a shot. Don't film them people." Yep. You know, he was giving us all the knowledge,
inside stuff. Yeah.
And that is where, like, at the time I wasn't living in London, but now, you know, fast forward 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm living in London, and he's got me and him have worked on loads of projects.
Yep.
And
another example of building a connection right off the bat.
Because he's mainly a photographer, and I'm a videographer.
Perfect combo.
When he goes and finds a job that needs video as well, he can call me up, I can come along.
Yeah.
He pays, you know, he gets the full price and then pays off to me for getting the work or whatever. And yeah, awesome.
That's a connection, exactly. That's a connection. But I mean,
and
this place was so high profile. I just have to say this. I remember I was filming a table there, and I surely told you about this. You'll probably remember this, but I was filming a table, and the security goes, "No, get away." I'm like, "What? Why? What's that?" And he goes, "That's the king of Saudi Arabia's son right there. So the prince of Saudi Arabia." And he said, "That guy can't be on camera drinking alcohol. It's illegal in his country." That's the fucking level of the club we were in. That put it. I went and told you that right away. I'm pretty sure on the night. I was like, dude, this shit just happened right here. Because that really put in perspective where we were at. And I think, like, you know, we knew it was a big deal, but, you know, that's the type of characters that were in this place, guys.
Yeah, it was very high profile. And I just went there in normal trousers, some beat up shoes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I know, right? We were just
like a random t-shirt, I don't know.
Yeah, well, we didn't even know what to expect. We thought it would be bigger, you know? We thought it'd be a big ass, because we were used to shooting venues, guys. So this might have been the first official nightclub that we'd really filmed. Like, I think we filmed other nightclubs, but they're more under the guise of a venue, aren't they? So it's a live event, and it's like a venue. All right, I booked this venue. There's no booking of Cirque du Soleil. They do all the booking there. It's not a venue.
All in-house.
It's all in-house as a nightclub, you know? So it's like, this was like the nightclub scene, so to speak, that we kind of got in on. And that was one of the first big brands, definitely the biggest brand that we'd ever associated with. But, I mean, before that, maybe earlier that year, we were shooting some freelance projects where we shot for some other kind of big brands like Muscle Food.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? Okay, so this is different, guys. This is a foodie recipe. We did maybe like 3 projects for a very big health food brand called Muscle Foods. They got about 1 million likes on Facebook, something like that. And, you know, I got the job through Upwork. And, you know, at this time,
that's when we were bashing out Upwork.
Exactly, bashing out Upwork. And at this time, I didn't even own a camera yet. I did not own a camera yet. So, boom, you know, I got a videography project. Every videography project got Noah involved. You know, literally everything. There wouldn't be a single one I'd do by myself because I didn't have a camera. You know, I just didn't have a fucking camera at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's hilarious. So I got Noah involved, and this brand called Muscle Foods, which I got the client through Upwork, they would send us like a list of food to go buy or whatever that they would refund us for and everything. But me and Noah would have to go down to the fucking supermarket, pick out all the food, and then sort of create this video. Now it would be like how much sugar is in your favorite candy bar? That would be like a title. Or how much sugar is in your favorite sauces? That was one we actually did, my bad. Typical
Facebook foodie videos.
Exactly. Nonsense like that. So I'm sure you guys, probably everybody seeing this has seen 1, 2, or 35 different food recipe montages, the speed edits of fucking making the food.
And they look delicious.
They look delicious. Ours did not.
No, ours will.
We were fired after the first video, guys. Let's be real about the whole situation. We made one video. They used it. Still up to this day. Maybe 2 videos that they used, I forget. But we made 3 videos for them. And the sauces one was pretty good. The snack bar one was pretty funny. But by the time we got to actually preparing a meal, we realized we were not very good at presenting the meal.
Because we didn't have lighting equipment, really. We just had a big construction light.
Yep.
And that was just not what we were at all good at.
No,
we didn't know how to do it.
Not even slightly. like the first one was a complete fluke that it all worked out. And after that, obviously, it became obvious that this was not something that we had the equipment for or anything like that. But we touched big brands right off the bat, like pretty quickly. We touched some pretty big brands within maybe 2 years of shooting videos, kind of. Professionally, which wasn't even the right word, but actively. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were just looking for any kind of work, really, weren't we?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's fucking crazy. I mean, what's some advice to creators starting out with minimal equipment? For me, it's fucking find your friend who has a camera. Noah, you taught me what about aperture. You taught me about all this stuff that I didn't have a camera, guys, but I am a super motivated, active dude. So what I would do for the entire first maybe 30 bookings is I was the kind of business guy. I would get us the booking, and Noah was the actual dude who knew how to film and stuff, who would be teaching me how to actually film. So I think we exchanged, we were good partners there where, neither of us kind of had the same strong suit, if you know what I mean. And we kind of both
I wasn't very good. I wasn't an amazing people person.
Exactly.
I was very confident at,
Yeah, very outgoing and stuff like that, exactly. But I literally knew nothing about the camera, absolutely nothing. So I think we exchanged great information. I gave you good insight on how to, approach people and how to reach out and be more proactive. And, you definitely taught me about aperture and ISO and all this stuff. And I think, guys, if you don't have equipment, find somebody who does and become fucking great friends with them and exchange that information. You've got something they don't have and they got something you don't have. Even before Noah, I would get my mom's picture camera, fucking 20, I don't know what megapixel, 1 megapixel probably. Who knows? And, it wasn't even built for filming or anything. And, I'd make videos with that. Like, I think people cripple themselves a lot of the time by thinking they need the biggest and the baddest things. And it's like, I've made a lot of money doing videos, and I still shoot with what, you could call an amateur camera.
Yeah.
The Sony A6300.
So, going back to your question, my advice would be probably the thing that I realized quickly is there's not don't expect when you're starting to see, you can see the end goal of, okay, I'm going to be filming, have my own media company, have people working for me, but you can have that goal up there, but there's not a clear path to get to that. And that can be off-putting because you feel like, how is filming, this crappy little coffee shop down the road going to get me there? But it kind of all unfolds and unravels, and you're not meant to know the way it's all going to pan out because it's random.
Exactly.
So don't feel like you have to plan everything out. Just do one little step, one little video,
one step at a time,
and then that little video will go to that little video, and it will build up, I think.
And the thing is, once you've done that, you don't realize with project to project, but you're building a track record. Me and Noah could sit here and talk about 100 projects that we've worked on, different ones. And, likewise, if we're on a shoot talking to a client, we can have context on other jobs, etc. that we've done. All this stuff, guys, the information's in your head. You're either going to use those jobs that you've done, which might seem pointless at the time, as talking points to talk to your client about other stuff that you've done, or to add to your track record, as in showing versatility, different types of videos you've done. The fact that when we only had nightclub videos, I remember it was pretty hard for us to make the case of filming other businesses, and we really wanted to get out of the nightclub stuff. Now we've done a pretty diverse amount of stuff. You've done a lot of interview stuff. I've done a lot of vehicle stuff, not to mention all the other little jobs in between, that we have a more rounded portfolio. So I think, guys, there's going to be a future you who has different ideas and stuff than the you now. So I think you want to best set that future you up by just doing as much stuff and tasting as much up front to give that future you character lots of context and and kind of track record.
Yeah. And another thing is, obviously everyone listening to this is already doing it by going on Jack's channel, but everything I've ever learned about cameras and editing has all just been from YouTube. Like I said earlier, with the starting editing. So don't feel disheartened that you don't know how camera settings work. You can look up on YouTube for free in 2 minutes.
And the stuff hits. You know what I mean?
It's crazy how that's the thing with the internet. There's so much free information out there. It's just who's willing to actually sit there and go through the process.
Oh, exactly, dude. I know that firsthand. I mean, like I said, I've been doing these cold calls this week for the first time, and the process of me doing the cold call was to watch one 15-minute YouTube video where the guy who's been a cold caller for years broke down his strategy and how to, tonality and stuff like that, and just put a basic script together on the screen and went through some of the possible rejections you're going to get, etc. I watched a 14-minute YouTube video on cold calling, and then cold called a bunch of people. I cold called 26 businesses now, and I got like 4 emails. So it's like, the percentage is pretty decent. And all I did, again, teaching myself, the process for me was to watch a 15-minute YouTube video with a professional, again, who would tell me the inside outs of cold calling. So I still use that as my method of learning. I don't go to a school. I dropped out of school when I was 17. You're in film school right now, but you were always a little bit more academically, naturally academic than I was, I think. But I mean,
yeah. But going back to that, another example is, so I had a wedding booking.
Yeah.
I've never shot weddings before, and I got it through, I can't even remember, through probably just some random thing. And the days before the wedding, I was like freaking out, like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to, never filmed a wedding before, it's a big day, what if I mess it up? Went on YouTube, how to film a wedding.
Exactly.
Watched about 3-4 videos of the different stages, who professionals have been doing it for years, give you tips, and then I went and shot the wedding and it was absolutely fine.
Boom, perfect. Exactly.
It's just crazy how you can literally learn anything on the internet.
Yeah, I know, and I think the main thing that people struggle with is they just don't fucking want to do it enough. If you guys want to do it, you'll do it. I think, like, if you're commenting, how do I do it? You do it by doing it. Like I said, the reason me and know how to edit.
It's hard. It just sounds stupid, but it's literally the only way.
You do it by fucking doing it. We knew how to edit by the time. Literally, this makes perfect sense to me. By the time I knew how to edit, I didn't even realize what I'd done. By the time I knew how to, it was not conscious at all. It was, I see people editing, I want to edit, do it naturally. Didn't think about it. It wasn't like I'm studying English. Yep, been revising English for 40 hours now, or 2 hours now, whatever. It wasn't like I'm revising something, like I'm revising editing, blah, blah, blah. It was just, I was interested in it. I did it a bunch, and, it was a constant thing. We would be watching Baker's Tuts. You remember Baker's Tuts?
Yeah.
Boom. We remember the name. Yeah. He's probably still doing it to this day, man. He was the original It's Jack Cole. Baker's Tuts was the original video production help on YouTube, and that's the reality of the situation. Yeah. Editing help, exactly. The editing help, teaching you how to do effects, teaching you about, masking was a big deal then, all sorts. We used to edit solely in After Effects. That's the kind of world we come from. We used to do, I remember when you had a conversation with me one day, you said, Jack, we've been doing it all wrong. We've been using After Effects like it's a video editor. After Effects is actually just for effects. I said, holy shit, dude, we don't have to do the Stairway to Heaven anymore. And Noah got me to switch to Premiere about 2 years ago.
It took me a while to get you to switch, because when I switched, it was, it's like you're riding a skateboard for 10 years and then you go to scooter. It's like horrible at first, but the switch was definitely needed.
Then you start seeing the things, and then we found some cheat codes, like the automate to sequence for doing the club videos.
Yeah. So the automate to sequence worked so well, because with the club video, because it was just montage sequence, there wasn't really a storyline.
Yeah.
So you could just randomize the order they were in, DJ shot, girl, dancing, but you could just randomize it. So we just cheat coded it to make it so quick to edit.
Yep, and we found this this kind of fast forward method, which Peter McKinnon made a video about it that Noah sent to me. It was how to edit your videos way quicker, or something like that. You know what I mean? And it was a 2-minute video.
I was blown when I saw that.
And we watched it, and it showed how you could play a song and just press M to add a marker on all the beats, and then highlight all your clips, and then go to edit, automate to sequence, and at unnumbered markers. And it would just put all your clips in there, chop to the beat, and essentially edit the whole thing for you. And then obviously, you wouldn't have naturally put all the clips where they end up, because it's automated. So then you just swap everything out. You put the ones that are better at the beginning, whatever, and the ones that don't make sense, or whatever the case may be. And maybe you tighten up the M's because you didn't press them exactly on the beat, whatever, like small technicality like that. But it cut our editing process in half. Like, it fully cut our editing process.
And don't get me wrong, you wouldn't do this for like a project that you really care about. This was by the time you'd done
30 plus events.
Yeah, and we just thought, it's not a huge event.
We're trying to get through it.
Yeah. Because
and we wanted to find a quick way to get through it. And at this time, guys, we would edit all the videos together. That's the thing, guys. But me and Noah both have careers independent, which, you know, he lives in London now, etc. But we started everything. The first 30 plus events, guys, it was all teamed up and it was learning together. And obviously we were 17, so the idea of going to a nightclub by yourself and documenting it was a little bit, you know, beyond us at that point. We wanted to, you know, the friendship aspect of it, the hanging out with each other aspect to it made it more enjoyable, obviously. But I think we literally teamed up, like you know, we teamed up and we just learned this shit together. And, you know, maybe one of us would notice something, have an insight, and then share it with the other one, whatever the case may be. And I think, guys, like, it was a great way to learn, bro. Like, in retrospect, it was an awesome way to learn, and it was an awesome way to get very comfortable going to events and going to gigs.
Through that journey together.
Exactly.
Like, it wasn't like you were amazing and I was shit, or the other way around. We were both learning at the same time because we had different views. It kind of rubbed off on one another.
It combined. And, you know, I think if you guys are especially on the younger side, I would team up, like, genuinely. I mean, like, team up with some people, team up with one of your friends who you think, all right, this person's going to be a good person. Or again, if you have a camera, or if you don't have a camera, team up with somebody. If you do have a camera and you see some kid who's, you know, making a lot of business moves or whatever, grab him and say, yo, you want to come along here? And, you know, incorporate people. That's the thing. If you incorporate people, you team up, you're going to set yourself up to then have a much stronger independent career, which me and Noah have.
It motivates you more because if you're working with someone else, you can kind of push each other to, you know, if you're working by yourself, it is quite hard to motivate yourself sometimes to do the...
Always, it's hard to consistently stay motivated,
Yeah, definitely.
What's some advice for videographers trying to make it in London? Because you've been there for like 8 months, right? So, like, you've dabbled in the videography scene now for a little bit of time.
It's definitely a lot of videographers in London.
Yep.
That's for sure. And the thing is, in London, when you're in a small, like, compared to a small town, you're competing with maybe, you know, other videographers, but in London, you're competing with media companies.
Who have clients. They're agencies. They're agencies and shit,
So it's like a whole different ballgame.
Yep.
But most of it is about who you know. So it all goes back to networking, I think.
Yeah.
Because literally 100% of the work I've got in London has been from someone I knew, whether it be the photographer at this nightclub, or through that photographer I met another photographer who does interviews. And, you know, it all came from networking.
Yeah.
And
it's such a big place that your networking can have more of an effect. It's like that. If you guys are in the countryside, there's only so much networking you can do because there's only so many businesses that are actively going on that, you know, are going to even be in a position to pass on your services. But if you guys are in a central place, you know, if you guys are in America, New York, Los Angeles, you know, Texas, like big markets. London's a big market. It's the biggest market in England. But if you guys are in, you know, not everybody's in England. Only a small percentage of my viewers are in England. You know, if you guys are in a big market, you know, the networking and the recommendation side goes, you know, it amplifies even heavier because there's just more people available there.
Yeah, and also another thing I'd say is if you're, you know, not at the level where you're confident enough to approach like a big business or whatever, then there's obviously people on Instagram or Facebook that you follow that are doing this stuff, like Jack and stuff, and you can reach out to them.
They'll give you advice,
and give you advice and ask, can I come along? I'll do it for free. I'll do some behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
I'll help you out for free. Do your video, like take some pictures of you in action.
That's a phenomenal shout.
That sounds great. Sounds great.
Give your services, guys. If you're not getting bookings, if you're in a central place, exactly that. Me and Noah both follow 5 to 10 other videographers around here. You know, Eve Pro, he's one, you know, also one in the UK, hands down my favorite event videographer. Made me fucking like his page by a sponsored post. Never liked a sponsored post person ever in my life other than Eve Pro. He clearly smashed it. And, you know, find somebody who's active in your area, who's clearly doing it, who's somewhere where you want to be, and offer your services. That's a phenomenal thing that you said, Noah, because the behind the scenes game is so big in the videographer space. A videographer is a funny area where a videographer now in the 21st century kind of needs a videographer because they want behind the scenes and they want, you know, their Instagram and their Facebook, whatever, and their social media, in my case, a vlog. They want behind the scenes documentation. That's what the 21st century is about now, pretty much, especially with Instagram, is showing off what you're doing. So just to build a bigger, more rich brand that can, again, go to get you more work, having behind the scenes. So literally, that's a great way to get involved and then, you know, offer your services and then just pick the mind of this person who you're going to film these behind the scenes with or whatever.
And, you know, all the people that I've met to do with filming and this kind of videography world, they're all willing to help.
Everybody, yeah.
And you can ask them questions. For example, so I was just a runner on this shoot, which if you don't know what that is, you're just doing all the shit things, making cups of tea, packing up the bags, setting up the tripod, that kind of thing. On this like really high budget shoot a few weeks ago. I think the budget was like 50 grand for a 1 day of shooting.
Yeah,
and they were using like RE cameras with sliders and train tracks, and it was crazy.
The whole thing, you got to see it all in action.
And I just wanted to do, they paid me money.
Yeah.
Not amazing money, but a good hourly rate.
Yeah.
I just went and I was just asking them questions. Okay, so how did you set up
info
to link up that?
Yeah.
Why are you changing that? And there was focus pullers there, and the whole thing was just the only reason I was there is to suck all the information I can. And it's fun being on shoot, because another thing that I learned is all the like technical terms they use, like all the lingo on sets, is you can't really learn that any other way.
No, 100%.
So yeah, I'd just say get out there and work for people, even for free.
Get involved. That's it. Get involved. Get involved, right? Get involved in anything. Get involved with a videographer. Get involved with a shoot that's going on. Go on meetup.com and find videography groups and go meet them if you're in a big place. Go and find, they'll be asking for extras to come and volunteer for music videos. Be one of those extras. See what that set looks like. Even if you're an actor in the thing, see what the set looks like by going and being an extra in that or something like that,
Take pictures, ask questions. So why did you put that light there instead of behind it? Or,
exactly.
Anything.
Exactly.
Anything.
And you'll build yourself up. And I think that's a great way to end it, bro, is just get involved, guys. Get it. Like the reason me and Noah are here where we're able to make even a slightly money. Don't get it twisted. We're not professionals. At 25, I'll probably consider myself a professional, and maybe not even
How old are you? You're 20, aren't you?
20, exactly.
I'm 20 as well. So
we're at the beginning. We're totally at the beginning.
Yeah, I would definitely not say I'm a professional by any means.
No, well, I mean, the funny thing is technically by the definition of the word professional, we are professionals because we get paid for this. But
yeah, true.
But in a more literal,
I don't feel like a professional.
I feel like a fucking noob, bro. That's for sure. I feel like a little, a little newbie. But at the end of the day, guys, that's how we got into this point of some knowledge that at least we could sit down for over an hour and discuss our track record, where we come from, what we've been through, is by getting involved. That's what we did. We got fucking involved right off the bat. When the money wasn't obvious, we got involved. When we split £10 a piece, we got involved. When we went to fucking London on a 6-hour coach to split 20 quid at the end of it. That was the profit we had. Free. We got fucking involved. We would be in the minus for the events that we go to film. You know what I mean? So get involved, guys. That's the name of the game. Seriously, is get involved and understanding that, like, if you're not at a place where you want to be today, get involved every single chance you get, and the future you will be at that place, and the time will pass sooner than you realize. That's the thing, man.
Yeah. But like your future self will 100%. That's what you always used to say to me.
Yeah.
My future self will thank me for putting in the time now, like the uncomfortable hours now.
Exactly, bro. Just like, and that is the most obvious thing, man, is the future self. You'll become him sooner than you know. I've been doing YouTube for 22 months now. I remember uploading the first video when I didn't even have an office. Now 22 months have just passed, and now I'm left with the result. It's Jack Cole, 100,000 subscriber YouTuber. That's who I am now 22 months later. I wasn't that person 22 months ago because, I was at the beginning. That's a example to show you guys that time passes. You just do every day, and then time passes, and then you're left with a result after the time has passed. So focus on doing shit every day. Don't worry about the time. Don't worry about the future version, because it'll morph into something you didn't even understand, or the limited context you have, you couldn't have even imagined what you'll become. That's the reality of the situation. So Noah, phenomenal episode, bro. Tell everybody where to go check you out.
You can check me out on Instagram at Noah Archer with 3 R's at the end.
Noah Archer with 3 R's. Obviously, everything's linked down below, guys. Check him out.
And thank you for having me on. It was a pleasure.
Legend,
it was good to go back and revisit all them memories that I haven't thought about for years.
It was, man. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely nuts going back. Phenomenal episode. Smashed it. If you guys have watched to the end, you know about us now, I guess. You know what I mean? We're best friends now. You've been filled in on us. And thank you guys for watching. It was a journey. Take it easy. Make Money Making Videos podcast. Episode number 8, over and out.